So, good evening, everyone. I want to appreciate you for your commitment to join this training. Um, Happy weekend. This is our second to the last training for alternative dispute resolution, Institute of Global Peace and Conflict Management, and we are providing this for free if you can take a professional diploma for free 1 month period, holding classes every day except Wednesday. You understand how interesting it is. So many people have been participating in this, and I believe we have a good time together. It's as if we are doing nothing. I do understand. It's not stressful. Just go out, come back in the evening, you refresh, and then you join the meeting, and we are here. So, and people have planned your time to be part of this journey. So, I really appreciate your commitment and dedication. And next month, we'll be starting peace and sustainable development. A very interesting course as well that will add value to many lives. So, for those that will be available to participate, it will be a wonderful experience. And then, for those of you that are participating for this ADR, we have created groups for simulation training. And we hope that you are going to take the schedules and the groups seriously. If you have been grouped and you have been allocated group, please participate in your group effectively. Contribute as much as possible in what we have been discussing. And you should work as a team. So discuss holistically. If your issue is about mediation, go and look at what we say concerning mediation and how you can apply it in your own group discussion. And then if it is about arbitration, look at all that we have said about arbitration. And you can even go outside what we taught you in this class to just make consultation to see how best you can come up with something solid for your group. Do you understand? And then also, for those of you that have not received topics for your group, the topics will be available this evening. I will see release for negotiation and conciliation. Maybe I don't know whether we are going to extend more groups. Just people are complaining. I have not. I don't have any allocation yet. I need a group. I want to participate, and so we'll look into it. Maybe we'll create more groups so that people can have opportunity to participate. And if that will happen, we'll look for another area where they can also be fit in. We may decide to do a combination, combine ADR practices for them. So now, today I want us to look at. So good evening, everybody. You're welcome for today's training. We appreciate your commitment. And if you have joined this training, you can share it with someone so that they can also take part in it and learn what you are learning as well. All right. So today we are going to look at I'm going to look at we're going to look at some best practices for ethical ADR. Best practices for ethical what ADR. Best practices for ethical ADR. So I will be looking at developing ethical guidelines, creating a code of conduct for ADR practitioners, training and awareness, that's the importance of ongoing education in ethics for ADR professionals. And then we'll look at monitoring and accountability, mechanisms for unethical behaviors, mechanism for addressing unethical behaviors in ADR. So these are the elements we are going to look at in this particular unit. All right. So best practices for ethical ADR is what we are looking for today. All right. So the do way to be part of the training effectively. All right. Do way to be part of the training effectively. All right. So ADR must be guided with ethical principles that everyone must follow. Do you understand? Because if we leave it like people should practice without being guided, then there is possibility for abuse. All right, there's possibility for misbehaviors. And so where there are misbehavior, where there are unethical misbehavior or unethical behaviors, how do you address those issues? So these are some of the things we are talking about. So these challenges must be addressed. All right, they must be addressed. These challenges must be addressed. So that's why we cannot leave this field without some ethical conduct, ethics. You know, we cannot leave it without some code of conduct to guide professionals. Professionals and practitioners must exhibit some level of professionalism and maintain some level of standard for them to be able to fit well in this field. So alternative dispute resolution, ADR practitioners, they play a crucial role in facilitating fair and effective resolution of conflicts, of course. So we need a robust code of conduct, right, to uphold integrity, professionalism, and ethical standard. So we need all of that within this field, all right? So that's what we want to look at, some of the ethical guidelines for ADR practitioners. So then a code of conduct. Do you understand? So we are looking at the core principles that we expect to demonstrate as an ADR practitioner. So I'm going to focus now on, I'm talking to you because practically, since you have received this training, you are going to become an ADR practitioner if you want to take it further, except you just want to have the knowledge and just keep it for keeping sake and maybe apply here and there minimal. But if you want to be a full-time practitioner, then you have to listen to this training very well. And then, of course, tomorrow, which is going to be our last training, we'll look at some of the legal frameworks that will help you so that when you are practicing as an arbitrator, you should know some of the legal guidelines that will help you to, frameworks that will help you to navigate whatever you are trying to address. Do you understand? So just be uh, uh, just listen as people used to listen and then participate effectively as you used to. All right. So we're going to look at core principles, core principles that are expected of ADR practitioners to exhibit. One is impartiality. No, based on human nature, there's tendency to take side. There's tendency to be on the side. And practically, sometimes you may just, in the course of the case, you may just begin to develop certain interests or begin to have human feelings. You understand? So, which is actually understandable because you are human, of course, but in as much as you are human, then you have a standard to maintain. You have a professionalism to exhibit. And so if you fail to exhibit this professionalism, then it becomes a problem. Do you understand? So it becomes a problem. So What you need to do is to exhibit impartiality. It doesn't matter how interesting the case is going to become, never take side. Be as neutral as possible to help the parties reach a, 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 a good resolution, or even if it's going to be in case of arbitration where an award will be given, let it be that it is given based on merit, not because someone feel that you compromise. So impartiality. So ADR practitioners must remain neutral, all right, and unbiased. They must remain what? Neutral and unbiased. Don't show any sign of, taking side throughout the process. No, just be a neutral party. It doesn't matter what may cause you to maintain a neutrality, just remain as neutral as possible. Do you understand? So if you have any form of conflict of interest, declare it so that you have peace. All right. Disclose that if you have any, maybe you are once a friend of one party in the case, just declare your interest. Tell the people involved, the parties involved, that you cannot be able to handle this case professionally. Why? Because there may be, you know, tendency to, you know, show any form of favoritism because of the parties that are involved, because you are, you know, a friend, or you were once a friend, or you have something in common with someone. So maybe you, if you don't want to make it open for maybe someone to feel bad, because I should feel that since you are the one handling the case, then of course it should be in my favor. Of course, do you understand? That is what fits me. Do you understand? Since this person is there, it should benefit me. You know, so it's going to create is a enmity in case maybe you decline to, work the process. So what do? You find a reason to give why you are not going to participate. Do you understand? That is, you don't want to say categorically that you cannot be able to stand a chance to be impartial if you are going to adjudicate this issue, but you can give them other reasons why you are not going to be available for the case. Maybe you have other functions. Do you understand? You may have other engagement. Just find an excuse and give, because if you don't give and you decide to participate, tendency is that you favor your friend. Do you understand? So you must be a neutral party. So if you are mediating or arbitrating or negotiating or facilitating any form of conciliation, then you must be a neutral party. As a practitioner, you must be a neutral party. Don't go and say, this is my tribal person. Oh, this is my religious, oh, we share the same belief system. Oh, we are from the northern part of the country. Oh, we are from the southern part of the country. So let's try and understand one another. No, let the parties be treated as equal parties, and you be a neutral party. Confidentiality, maintain secrecy. Any information that is not to be taken outside should remain with you and should remain with the parties involved. It is unprofessional for you to go and reveal any information that you are not supposed to. In fact, there are some certain cases that you don't even need to quote them even when you want to give a reference. Maybe you just want to cite an example. There are some certain cases that prohibit even citing such kind of examples. You understand? It categorically says that what is say in Vegas should remain in Vegas. Do you understand? Whatever I say in Vegas should remain in what? Vegas. Uh-huh. I told you we have the Chanter House, but the Chanter House, you can make reference to the case without revealing the identity of the parties involved. So this is the issue. But when it comes to Vegas rules, if it's a Vegas rules that is applied, then whatever is discussed within the house should remain within there. Do you understand? But if it's Chanter House, you can make reference to a case and then maybe give an example without identifying without revealing the identity of the people involved. Do you understand? So confidentiality is also another ethical principles that practitioners in ADR must maintain aside impartiality. You know, we have mentioned impartiality. Now we mention confidentiality. That is number two. Number three is competence. It is uncalled for you to exhibit mediocrity as an ADR practitioner. Do you understand? You cannot go and involve in a case that you don't have knowledge about. You don't have full abilities to handle the case. Then you go and accept it to mediate. Who born you? Do you understand it? Because it's a colossal failure that you are going to see because you'll not be able to mediate effectively. So you should be competent enough to handle the case before you accept it. If by any means, and in case you are handling a matter and you don't have knowledge of a particular area, you have to engage a professional in that area to help you. Don't say you will do it. You understand? Don't say you will do it. It's not going to help you at all. And so practitioners should possess the necessary skills, training, and experience to effectively facilitate disputes. And that is the reason why we are going into simulation so that you can also learn some practical skills. Do you understand? You can practice it by yourself and see, have the satisfaction of being mediating a matter. Do you understand? It will help you. So you people should take the matter serious, take the group in serious. In fact, we are going to be doing it even the course of while we are still doing our peace and sustainable training, we'll still be doing this. And even if we write our exams, we'll still continue with it. We all have so many groups. We cannot be able to finish it in a week. Even if we are doing it twice a day, that is, maybe we can start it by 4 to 5, 5 to 6, maybe 1 hour. Do you understand? And then we have two groups to present their issue. Even if we are doing it like that, two per day, we'll still not be able to finish um, in 1 week. We have 40 groups, and there's tendency that we're going to add more groups because many people want to participate. Do you understand? So even after this training, after your exams, we'll still be doing that. And we are hoping to start on Monday. Do you understand? So we expect that new people can participate in this process effectively. Do you understand? It's going to help us. That is number one. So just prepare and don't be afraid. Just prepare. All right. So competence is needed. So you need basic skills to be able to mediate. So in any case you are lacking experience or you are lacking the requisite skills to be able to mediate, withdraw from it. Just withdraw from it. Do you understand? It's for your own good and for the good of the parties involved. All together. Respect and dignity. All right? Respect and dignity. ADR practitioners must, treat all parties with respect, ensuring that everyone has the opportunity to exercise their views and concerns in a safe environment. Don't look down on anybody. It doesn't matter who. If because there's tendency that um, play. There are tendencies that we have cultural issues that may come into play. We may have tendency of bringing class issues into the matter. So you can take, for instance, now, there are some cultures that respect age. Let me give you an example, maybe the Yorubas, for instance. Respect age. Do you understand? So, and then maybe there's a case between a younger person and an older person. So, how do you address this issue? Do you understand? How do you address this issue? Are you going to favor the older person because of his age, right? So you make sure that all of them have an opportunity to express their feeling and concern. You don't need to suppress anyone, um, and you have to allow them to express it the way they feel it. Do you understand? The way they feel it. So, and if it's a class person, don't go and because of someone is rich and then this one may not look like he's rich, and then you tend to favor the rich person against the way of the person that is not rich, then it's not proper. It's not proper at all. You understand? So you have to give all the parties involved equal opportunity to express their concerns and their views. Do you understand? It's very important. So as a practitioner, you should know this. We are talking about ethical principles, core principles that we call it core principles that you must uphold as an ADR practitioner. And I mentioned impartiality, I mentioned confidentiality, I mentioned competence, and I am talking about respect and dignity for the parties involved. Respect them. It doesn't matter who they are and their class. Do you understand? Doesn't matter. All right. So integrity. That's another principle that you must also uphold. Integrity is very important. If your yes is yes, let it be yes. If your no is no, let it be no. We told you that the training is free, right? Have you paid money to participate in this training? Have you paid money to get your certificate? Practically no. You understand? Practically no. And of course, people are gifting me. Do you understand? People are gifting me. And it's free from their mind. And I'm not soliciting for it. They're doing it out of their free will. Maybe feeling that I have benefited from this. Maybe this is what I can just do to appreciate this person's sacrifice for us. So people are doing it out of their free will. It's not that I'm soliciting for it. No. Some promising to even support the organization in one way or the other. Do you understand? It's out of their free will. They feel that the organization is doing something, adding value to the society, and they want to help the organization to also add more values, do more things. Do you understand? So that is, if that is, even if you cannot come and be involved directly to do it in any way they feel they can support, they are supporting. Do you understand? So it's voluntary. Nobody is coming to tell you that, oh, we say it's free, but there are certain issues that we need to address. We need to build a portal for you to get your certificate easily. All those kind of talk. Then your integrity will be in question. The integrity of the organization will be in question. The integrity of you, the person, talking like this will also be in question. Do you understand? So that's what is involved. All right. So integrity. But am I saying that you should not receive gifts as an ADR practitioner? Receive gift after the case is done and concluded. If anybody want to give you a gift, will give you. Do you understand? If you want to give me a gift while you are participating in this ADR, I will not accept it until you finish, so that you will not come and be begging me. Because there are some people that didn't pass the exams. Do you understand? They didn't pass their exams and they were begging that we should consider them so that they will get certificate. We say no. You should wait for the next training. That's next year training on it, on maybe emotional intelligence. So I can get your certificate. We give you opportunity to write your exam. So if you do not pass again, there's nothing we can do. We cannot, the best we can help you is to rewrite your exams. Do you understand? And if you do not pass, we don't know what to do again. So, and we cannot just tear the certificate and give you like that. No. And you see, the reason why the serial number was delayed, like sending you serial number was delayed, is because I was cross-checking. That's why I asked you to send me your name, your serial number, and your scores. When you send it, when I'm about to send you a serial number, I'll go and cross-check your name and check your scores before I send it. You understand? So I painstakingly take my time to do all this things so that there will be no abuses. No human being can abuse privileges. Do you understand? So, but I try as much as possible that people cannot abuse it so that we can maintain our integrity as well. Because it will be very, very sad if you carry this certificate, you present it somewhere, and they ask you a question on a matter and you don't know. It's going to damage not only your image, but also the image of the institute. Do you understand that issue the certificate? Are we together? So integrity is very, very important. So maintain your integrity, and we also maintain our integrity as much as possible. You understand? So ADR practitioners should act honestly and ethically in all dealings. All right. And let me tell you this one now. Before you do it, you make mistakes again. Some of you wrote exams. Like when the first attempt you made, you wrote it twice. You wrote the exam twice. Like when we asked you to take your exams, you wrote it twice. You made two attempts. That is, you submit the first one, you were not sure. So you resubmit another one. Do you understand? Now, we work on that because hopefully Janet will work on it so that nobody can be able to take the exam twice. But in case there's no such restriction and you take your exam twice, automatically, that is, you take your exams, you make two attempts consecutively in effort just to pass the exams. If we see that kind of thing, we are going to disqualify you automatically. That is unethical behavior. That is what unethical behavior. So in this ADR examination, don't write two times. Once you submit your response the first time, leave it. If you fail honorably, do you understand? And then you'll be given opportunity to rewrite. Do you understand? But by the time you submit two responses, when we see it, automatically it's a disqualification. You understand? So you people should take note. I try to ignore that in the emotional intelligence, but I may not ignore it in ADR practitioner, ADR, because we expect you as ADR practitioners to be what? To be honest, okay? To maintain integrity in all your dealings. So it starts from here. Do you understand? It starts from here. So that's what it means. So integrity is also one of the core principles that is expected of ADR practitioners. We talk about voluntary participation. Voluntary participation in ADR processes should always be voluntary. Do you understand? So practitioner must ensure that parties understand their rights and the nature of the process before proceeding. So it should be, you don't force anybody to participate in it. If nobody is willing to accept that, you don't force them. Do you understand? It should be a voluntary thing. Do you understand? Like for instance, now you are signing a contract and then you want the matter to be resolved in arbitration, and then someone else wants it to be resolved in court. Do you understand? So in that kind of situation, maybe uh, you may be able to put two aspects in the agreement. Maybe you start with the ADR. If the ADR did not work, then you go ahead and apply the aspect of litigation. So I think that will help to solve the matter and the crisis. Do you understand? So, but don't force anybody into anything. Do you understand? But for the fact that you want to carry everybody along, when you are signing such contract and you prefer ADR and someone else prefer the quote, then these two aspects should be put for consideration. Do you understand? So that's it. But try as much as possible to make sure that nobody is being forced to participate. If the other person insists on a litigation and you are not comfortable with that, you can withdraw from that contract. There's no issue. You can withdraw from it. By the time they agree with you, you can go ahead with the contract. You understand? So it should be a voluntary thing. So and parties must be aware of the processes that are involved before they go ahead in participating. Then we'll talk about cultural sensitivity. All right, cultural sensitivity. As an HDR practitioner, you must be culturally sensitive, all right? Because we will be dealing with people from diverse background. So, no, I'm trying to, today's discussion is going to be more of kind of advising because we are trying to graduate you. So we are trying to make you to understand certain things that are involved. Do you understand? So, and what is expected of you going forward after this training. In case you want to be a full-time media practitioner, then these are the things that's expected of you. So that's why I'm talking like this. Oh, you must also maintain cultural sensitivity. You understand? Cultural sensitivity. Cultural sensitivity is a key. So you must be aware of different perspectives, different cultural backgrounds, so that people can be able to. So are we together now? I hope you can hear me. So it's all right. It's well understood. Your apologies are accepted. That is those that took exams twice, they are apologizing and the apologies are accepted. But we just want to make it a kind of caution going forward so that people will not make it to attempt. Except you are given a second chance. That one is a different case. But if not, don't make two attempts because in ADR, if you do that, we will say, okay, you are not qualified to be graduated as an ADR practitioner. Why? Because you are not honest. Yeah, so that's what that will be our conclusions. Do you understand? So, but let's take it that you have been forgiven. For those of you that did that in emotional intelligence, you have been forgiven. So I understand practically maybe, or maybe you did not feel answer the question to your own satisfaction, and you feel like you can do better. That's why you did that. So let me not take it that you were not doing it like you're trying to, you know, just make your uh, pass by all means or out of desperation. You were just trying to be sure that you scared through. That is just it. Okay. All right. So I understand it practically well. So cultural sensitivity. You are going to deal with people from different backgrounds, different cultures. So what do? Understand what their culture says. Know where they are coming from. Know their history. I'm not saying particularly the history of the person. I'm talking about his culture. You understand? Their way of life, their belief system. Do you understand? How they look at issues, how they look at some of these issues. Because, like I say, there are some religion that prohibit beer. You understand? Or let me say, most religion prohibit beer, but people still drink beer, even though they are believers of that faith. Do you understand? So, and then there's an issue that has to do with alcohol. How do you address this issue? So you look at these cultural backgrounds, and then maybe it has to do with different two cultures here. Some that tolerate alcohol, some that doesn't tolerate alcohol. How do you address this issue? You understand? Or it may be pork meat. There are some tradition that prohibits pork meat. Do you understand? Pork meat, pork meat. And then there are some that accept it and they eat it free. Do you understand? So how do you deal with this? And maybe it has to do with um you know pig farming or something of that nature. So how do you deal with these issues? Do you understand? So so cultural sensitivity is good. So you must have knowledge in people's cultures if you are going to uh, be able to intervene and mediate effectively. All right, and then respect their cultures as well. It's not just having knowledge, but respect. One of the problems we are having in our nation, for instance, in Nigeria here, for instance, is that we don't respect people's culture. You understand? Our diversity is supposed to be a diversity that builds strength, not division. But most of the times, what we see is division. Division on aspect of religion, division on aspect of cultural affiliation and affinities. And so it's not supposed to be so. What's supposed to be is respect everybody's culture, respect everybody's way of life, their belief system, respect it. You cannot change it. But the best you can do is to respect it. Do you understand? And accommodate it because it's part of them. That's what they believe in. You cannot come and say because you cannot change that now. And if you want to change, it's not by discrimination, it's not by abusing someone. It is by proving to them that yes, I respect your culture, I value your culture. That will convince someone also to believe in your own culture and your own tradition and your own belief system and maybe be willing to follow you based on your interaction with the person. You understand? So I am so I'm so I'm so happy that we're doing this training. We're also going to do diversity management. Maybe not this year, but it will be one of the courses that we'll do early next year. All right, early next year. But next year we're going to start on peace education. January course is going to be peace education. Then maybe February course will be diversity management. So that we'll learn how to manage diversities. Do you understand? So that we'll see how we can build strength in different backgrounds, different experiences, different cultural, you know, background. So that's one thing that you also need to do. So as an ADR practitioner, you must be sensitive culturally. Another one is responsiveness. Responsiveness. You should not be a carefree human being. You must be responsible. You must take responsibility of the process. Do you understand? So you must, as an ADR practitioner, you must act promptly, all right, and efficiently. Promptly and efficiently. Ensure that the process moves forward without unnecessary delays. But some people are so sluggish and lazy. You understand? You will see some of them so slow. They are so slow that a slot can beg them for a speed. Do you understand? Do you understand? A slot will just tell them to speed up because it's like their slowness is too much. So, and in ADR, address the issue as have a sense of urgency. Do you understand? You just don't have all the time to resolve this problem. People must move on with their lives. Nothing should tie them down. They have destiny to fulfill. So what do you do? Act with sense of urgency. Be prompt, all right? And then be effective and efficient. Don't waste people's time. Don't waste resources. Don't waste. We have other things to do. It's not this matter. For the fact that I have conflict, I may not do any other thing because I'm having conflict. No, it's settle it and move on. You understand? Even if I lost money and you are trying to help me to recover my money, or in one way or the other, do it fast because I have more money to make. So finish this one, make I go ahead and make more money. This one should not tie me down. You understand? So if you are a hunter and you are pursuing maybe two rats or two rats, let's take it that way, two rats, okay, and then you are able to kill one. That is, you use your cane, you flog one, it died there. Are you going to waste time to carry that one, or you want to go and catch the other one first before you come and pick the other one? Do you understand? So that's how it is. Sense of urgency, because you have other things to do and fulfill your destiny. So as an ADR practitioner, be proactive, all right? Proactive. Although there are some issues that may delay you, not because it's you that want to delay it, but system may delay you here, because there are some cases that may have to do with certain systems, and then maybe they may delay you. But try as much as possible to be proactive. Accountability. Another thing that you need to exhibit, core principles you must exhibit as an ADR practitioner, is that you must be accountable. Accountable to the parties, accountable to your actions, accountable to your decisions, accept responsibility. All right. If you are not able to, if you do not do well, accept and apologize. All right. So when feedback comes, don't be angry. Don't be angry. Do you understand? Don't be angry for receiving a particular feedback. So accept it and move on. All right. It helps you to improve. Then promotion of pay outcomes. Promotion of faith outcomes. Your mind should always focus on making sure that in whatever matter you are mediating or you are working on, the outcome should benefit both parties. Nobody should be so placed on a disadvantaged side to an extent of, you know, not feeling too good with you. So work an outcome that is fair. Let the parties channel their discussion to a point that it benefits them. And if you are an arbitrator, make sure that your reward is not going to finish the other person completely, right? Except certain cases that may not, maybe for instance, it's a case of um, land ownership. Do you understand? So if it's a piece of land, one person must buy the land now. Uh-huh. But if they cannot prove beyond reasonable doubt, then the land should be divided. One person will go with half, another person will go with half. Do you understand? Uh-huh. So that is his fair judgment. Then we'll talk about so these are the core principles that are expected of arbitrators or ADR practitioners rather. So if you're an ADR practitioner, you must exhibit these uh, principles. And if you exhibit these principles, then you will not have challenges at all. You can do your work without being questioned. You understand? So let's look at some of the implementation and compliance. All right. How are you going to, you know, maintain compliance in terms of responding to this issue? All right. Right. How do you maintain compliance so far as these principles are concerned? How do you implement and maintain some level of compliance so far as this matter is concerned? Training and education. So you have received a training, right? Legal training sessions should be held to educate practitioners on ethical standards. So you have just received one, but by the time you are working as an ADR practitioner full time, for those of you that maybe are lawyers here now, you may be also practicing this. in your own organization. So organize training. Some of you may decide to go and start a consultancy that is on ADR. You understand? So maintain organized training effect all the times to make sure that the people working with you understand what is involved. All right, training and education. Number two is monitoring and evaluation. All right, so you have to establish mechanism for monitoring compliance with the code. So let everybody follow what it has been said. All the principles, let people follow, let the practitioners follow them. So you have to put in some mechanism to monitor, to know that yes, people are actually following as expected. Then we'll talk about reporting violations. In terms of violations, what do you do? How do you report it? You define a process so that people can report issues without being victimized or being hurted. Do you understand? Because if care is not taken, you report a matter and then somebody end up hurting you the rest of your life. Do you understand? So how do we report violations? You can decide to put anonymous box. People can make suggestion or report certain violation that something is going on like this, and I don't want my name to be mentioned, but I want you to know that something is going like this. All right, and then you decide to monitor and see, observe by yourself to know okay, is something going like this truly? You understand? So, and then at the end of the day, you'll be able to take action, right? So, reporting violations. So, create a clear process for reporting and addressing violations of the code. So, review and adaptation. Review and adaptation. The code should be reviewed regularly. So, once you establish a code of conduct, right, you can do a review just to make sure that um, emerging trends and changes in the industries are incorporated. So that is why you must review it, update it regularly from time to time. So as there are new development and you feel that your code of conduct should be addressed, then you can update it. Right? That's it. So these are some of the things that you need so far as this uh, training is concerned. I hope we are learning something. I hope we are learning something. So if we are learning something, you can do it to share, to invite someone else to also be part of this. Right? Let's take another one, which is training and awareness. Training and awareness. The importance of ongoing education in ethics for ADR practitioners or professionals. Training and awareness. The importance of ongoing education in ethics for ADR professionals. All right. So ongoing education in ethics is crucial for alternative dispute resolution professionals to ensure they are equipped to handle complex situations in a fair, unbiased, and effective manner. So continuous training helps practitioners stay updated on ethical standards, enhances their skills, and promote a culture of integrity within the field. So these are some of the things that we're going to look at, all right? So training and awareness is key. Training and awareness is key. And of course, you must maintain that standard. Always attend conferences, seminars, workshops. Do you understand? If you become a member of the institute, you'll be receiving training so that you can so once you become a member, you'll be receiving constant training as well. And that's what we do in the institute. As I'm talking to you now, there's a training going on for members of the institute, and it's on peace building in Nigeria. You understand? Peace building in Nigeria. We have a facilitator that's taking that training now for members of the institute. You understand? As I'm talking to you now, the training is also going on somewhere. And so some members of the institute were asking me, so how are we going to manage this situation, I say they should attend that training, because this one is going to be recorded. This one you can still revisit it. Do you understand? But maybe that one may not be recorded. So you can still revisit this one, watch the video and listen and then learn. But that one will come and go. Do you understand? So that's what it is. So maybe they are there now. Maybe they are not here with us. All right. So there are key reasons for the importance of ongoing education, all right, in ADR. So one of them is to uh, uh, keep up to date with evolving standards, all right, keeping up with evolving standards, keeping up what with evolving standards, because the standards are evolving. Do you understand? They are changing and new ones are emerging. Do you understand? So you have to keep to that standard. Ethical guidelines in ADR are not static. Yes, they are not static. They evolve as society values and legal frameworks changes. So regular training ensure practitioners are informed about the latest ethical standards and best practices. And of course, that makes the issue of education, you know, practically important for you to be up to date. Do you understand? For example, a mediator who attended a workshop on recent changes in confidentiality laws, all right, may learn about the implication of digital communications. Without this training, they might inadvertently breach confidentiality by improperly handling sensitive information shared via what email or online platforms. You understand? So you need to maintain some level of confidentiality. Get some, you know, I don't know. There's a case that is going on now between very dark man Bobrisky first and maybe the father. I learned that the House of Representatives have summoned them to come and talk more. The EFCC are involved, the Comptroller General of Prison involved, Correctional Center involved, and you understand. So all of them have been invited to come and appear before the plenary of the House of Reps or maybe their committee to so that the committee will hear from the horse's mouth. Do you understand? All right, because it was reported in the social media, so the committee want to hear from. So committee now, maybe they want to mediate from in the matter. Do you understand? So all right, so let's hope that it will come away. All right. So addressing new challenges, addressing what new challenges. ADR professionals often face unique and complex scenarios that may not be covered in the traditional training. Do you understand? So ongoing education helps them develop strategies to navigate these challenges. So we have given you challenging, we have given you challenging scenarios for simulation. So we are going to watch and see how you navigate. I am going to be the one moderating. So because I'm not going to moderate. I am going to, like, okay, for instance now, or maybe Janet will also join me and just to help to manage the the meetings and all of that. But once we join and it's about time to start, I will allow you. You will be doing, me, I will be observing and be taking my observations and notes. Do you understand? So at the end of everything, I will give you my own observations. What I observe, then I will give you your own credit. I will also objectively criticize where necessary. Do you understand? So that is it. So, and then as much as possible, we're going to have good time. So, addressing new challenges. So, I've given you scenarios that are so challenging. So, work it out, navigate through it. So, that's one of the things that you'll be facing. That's one of the things that you'll be facing once you become a practitioner. All right. So you should learn how to navigate situations. So a conflict resolution specialist encounters a case involving a culturally diverse group. Through training, focus on cultural sensitivity, they learn techniques to facilitate communication and understanding among parties, reducing the risk of misunderstanding and bias. So we have talked about the issue of sensitivity here, right? Talk about cultural issues. You understand? Maybe you receive a training that may focus on maybe the Fulani cultures. You may receive a training that focus on the Hausa cultures. You receive a training that focus on Igbo cultures. You receive a training that focus on the Yoruba cultures. You receive a training that focus on the American cultures, the British cultures, the German cultures. You may receive training focus on these areas so that it will help you to know what these cultures say, what their belief system. So when you the Arabs, you know all of that. Okay, so it is. So when you attend this kind of training, they help you as a practitioner. Do you understand? Help you to understand some of the cultural sensitivity that you need to address when handling people from those backgrounds. Then to also enhance keys and techniques, the education, ongoing education in ethics also enhance what skills and techniques, right? So regular ethical training not only refreshes knowledge but also introduce new skills and techniques that practitioner can apply in their work, right? For example, a facilitator participates in a course on ethical negotiation tactics, learning how to encourage collaboration without compromising their neutrality, right? This training equips them to manage discussion more effectively, helping parties feel heard and respected. So, and I think you received the training now. And I think you have a scenario case to practice, right, on negotiation. So, okay, I have not given negotiation yet, right? I have given arbitration, mediation. So, I'm going to release two this night on conciliation and negotiation. All right. Mhm. So, building credibility and trust, building credibility and trust, right? Ongoing education reinforces a practitioner's commitment to ethical standards, all right, enhancing their credibility with clients and colleagues, right? For example, a mediator who regularly attends the ethics seminars is viewed more favorably by clients because client knows that you are up to date. You understand? You are up to date with the information, so they may feel more comfortable working with you. They will know that this person is a competent person. He has just finished training on this, on that. You understand? So it will give them much confidence and trust in you as a media practitioner, right? Then promoting a culture of accountability. The training also encourages practitioners to hold themselves and each other accountable for ethical behavior. So if someone wants to do a wrong thing, you tell them or you tell him or her, please count me out. And of course, I wish that you also do not entangle yourself in this. So don't, as a professional, you must maintain professionalism. You don't have to exhibit unethical behavior, whatever. Do you understand? So um, by trying to encourage and hold yourself accountable, and others that are working with you, it will help to help. Do you understand? To help, to help, to help. All right. So encouraging reflection and self-assessment. Encouraging what? Reflection and self-assessment. So ongoing education provides opportunities for practitioners to reflect on their ethical beliefs and decision making. Do you understand? So after attending a workshop on ethical dilemmas, here they are a practitioner reflect on past cases where they felt conflicted. All right. The training prompts them to assess their biases and consider how they might handle similar situations differently in the future. All right. So self-assessment and self-reflection. And of course, we say that looking back on how far you are you have done and how well you have done is a key for you to do well in future, because you see areas that you didn't do well, and then of course you correct them so that you do better in the future. Do you understand? So that's what it means. So it's very, very important. So responding to technological advances. The training will also help you to respond effectively to technological advances. Like today, I received two reports. People said they downloaded a certificate and possibly they thought maybe they have saved it, but it was not saved. And then they went back to look at this, look for the certificate. They couldn't find it. Do you understand? So this is technological challenges, but you can find a way of navigating through this. All right. So what I will do for them is I will print. They told me in the morning, but I have not had time to work their certificate. So I will work it for them. I'll download and send to them so that they can print it. All right. So that's what it is. So it means I'm going to use two serial numbers again for them. Because once you report that you are not able to download one thing or the other, I say, okay, send me your full name. I'll put and download it for you and send it to you. All right. Some of you, I think you'll receive it like that from me. All right. So responding to technological advance. So the training will help you to build up your competence, your skills to be able to handle technology without fear. Because some of us, when we see technology, we begin to vibrate and then we think of how we are going to operate this. You understand? How we're going to operate this. But it's normal. It's normal. When you must think twice and have to do it. So one day it was my first time of climbing the rolling stairs, the stairs, the electronic one that rolls and then you roll with you and go up. Do you understand? So when I entered the plaza the first time I saw it, I look around where I would see the manual, the manual climbing up, and then I look around, I did not see. So so when I see this one, I have to wait a bit. I have to wait and monitor and see how people were going and they were rolling the techniques. I just watch, I observe, you know, and even after I observe, you understand? After I step on it and then it took me, I still have to take steps, two steps before I could stand. And then it roll me at the end. If care is not taken, it will, if you mess up, it will do as if it throw you out. Do you understand? But so that was my experience. Do you understand? So it was really so strange. So when coming when coming down, I noticed that there was the manual still. I have to use that one. I forget about this one. Do you understand? But that experience removed the fear. Do you understand? And then so when you are not used to technology, definitely you will experience that kind of a thing. Except so, but you embrace it. In that fear, embrace it. Don't shy away. Embrace in that fear. So one or two things will make you to forget about that fear. It's as somebody who learn driving a car new, except you make mistake on the road. That's why fear is always still in. But once you make a mistake on the road, maybe you brush someone, or maybe you hit yourself somewhere, or you brush somewhere, or you reverse and hit something. uh By the time you begin, you experience these things, fear of driving just go out of you. You understand? Because the things that you were afraid has already happened, so there's nothing to be afraid again. Do you understand? So they remove fear. So it's possible you can make mistakes, in the course of handling technology. But even at that, you can still move forward. Do you understand? So what helps you is training, right? Training helps you, right? So then the last thing we're going to consider for tonight, we are looking at monitoring and accountability. Monitoring and what? Accountability. So what are the mechanisms for addressing unethical behavior in ADR? What are those mechanisms that you can use to address unethical behaviors in ADR? You understand? Very, very important. So somebody is talking about airport elevator. Did I say you too you experience it? You experience it too, right? So that is it. So technology can humble us sometimes, all right? So but we're talking about monitoring and accountability. So what are the mechanisms that will help you to monitor and handle and address unethical behaviors? One of those things, code of conduct enforcement. So if we have defined and established a code of conduct, try to what enforce it. Because sometimes we have a code of conduct, but we're not enforcing it, right? We're just married with people about it. So enforce every code of conduct you have. You have defined for your organization or for the ADR practitioners. The code of conduct defined should be what enforced. A well-defined code of conduct serves as the foundation of ethical standards in ADR. So it should include clear guidelines on expected behaviors and the consequences of violations. So when you take bribe, what happens? If you discover that you accept bribe, what will happen? You see, the eyes are opening now with the EFCC because they say they have received 15 million to drop anti money laundering. Do you understand? So I they open now. Do you understand? Because there's a code of conduct that says, as an EFCC officer, you are enforcing the law, so you are not to take bribe. So if they are accused of bribe, eh, it must be investigated, right? So that is what is going on. So implementation, ADR organization can distribute the code to all practitioners and require acknowledgement of understanding and compliance. Consequences, specify disciplinary actions for breaches ranging from reprimands to suspensions or expulsion from professional organizations. Do you understand? Like in the institute, we have also our constitution, which has the code of conduct and what we expected members as ambassador of peace to behave. Do you understand? If you notice that you abuse or violate any of these, you may either be suspended or the highest punishment is delistment. Do you understand? And depending on the gravity of the issue, you may be also be taken to court as the case may be. Do you understand? So it's all stated in the constitution. So you have to be aware. When want to become a member of the institute, we give you a copy of the constitution. At the induction, we give you the copy of the constitution so that you will know that this is what is expected of you as a member of the institute and the behaviors expected of you. Right? So regular training and workshops. Regular training and workshop, ongoing education can also help practitioners stay informed. Do you understand? Of course, and that will keep reminding them of what they expected to do. Workshops, refresher courses can help. You organize a refresher course. Some of you may have received training on ADR, alternative dispute resolution, maybe, right? Or some of you may be members of Chartered Institute of Arbitrators in Nigeria here. It's possible, but you are still attending this class because to you it may serve as also a refresher course. Do you understand? So it's very, very important. So peer review and supervision. Peer review and what supervision. So establishing a system of peer review can create a culture of accountability so that peers can, try to review themselves and then try to see, check on each other to know what each and every person is doing. You understand? Then we are going to have review panel. We are going to have peer review panel, and they will just check themselves to know where they are doing well and where they are not doing well. Right? So confidential reporting mechanism encourage practitioners and parties involved in either processes to report on ethical behaviors without fear of retaliation, without fear of retribution. Do you understand? So they should report. All right. So hotlines or online platforms should be provided where you can submit, maybe without necessarily revealing your identity, or your identity may be secure by the management. Protection for whistleblowers. Do you understand? Protection for what? Whistleblowers. That's why even in EFCC too, when you go and tell them that somebody stole billions of naira, they will now keep your identity and begin to follow the person that stole billions and monitor. Do you understand? And then once they identify all those evidence, they will ask you, where do you get the billions? They are not going to say that it's this person that report that you stole them, or they will ask you, you have to explain. Do you understand? So if you explain and you are able to explain well, they may leave you to go with a billion, but if you're not able to explain where you will pay for it, you understand? That's it. So monitoring and evaluation systems. So implement systems to regularly monitor ADR practice and evaluate compliance with ethical standards. So, and what are those monitoring and evaluation systems? Audits, right? Audits, conduct periodic audits for ADR cases to assess adherence to ethical guidelines. So you can decide to audit some of the cases that have been resolved where all those ethical standards expected in the case obeyed and complied with. You have to. Performance review. Performance review include ethical behavior as a criterion in performance evaluations for ADR practitioners so that you'll be able to know how well they perform. And that's what we're going to do with you in now simulation. After the training, we are going to look at you how you do well so that we'll criticize you objectively. You understand? We will observe, review your performances. All right. If you do well, we'll tell you that you have done well. If you do not do well, we'll tell you that you need to improve. All right. Feedback mechanism for participants. Feedback mechanism for participants. So it can be a survey, it can be focus groups, and use it to give feedback. Then this disciplinary committee, have a disciplinary committee, right? So, so that they would discipline the erroneous practitioners. Do you understand? So, and the committee will be in charge of investigating and then also ensuring that transparency is being attended to. Public accountability, right? Public registers and case studies should be provided so that all those cases resolved and breaches highlighted. You understand? Cases resolved, we publish, and those unethical behaviors that were exhibited can also be highlighted so that people can avoid, you know, when they are handling such issues. So this is the much we are going to take for today. So we are saying that addressing unethical behavior in ADR requires a multifaceted approach centered on monitoring accountability. So by implementing these mechanisms, ADR organizations can create an environment of integrity, ensuring that practitioners adhere to high ethical standards. Do you understand? So that's what it means. So this is the much we are going to take for today. So tomorrow, we are going to look at on some of the legal frameworks. I will cite some in other countries. I will cite the ones in Nigeria as well. So do wait to participate in the training tomorrow. It will help you. Some of you, today's training and tomorrow's training will help you to do well in your simulation. All right. Thank you very much for taking time to be part of today's training. Yes, NBA, yeah. Yes. Actions include suspension, removal, terminations, and dismissal, depending on the gravity of the offenses. That is it, Harriet. Thank you very much for your contribution. We appreciate it. So, like I said, before some of you join, we have grouped you into 40 groups, and we assign you. Um, Janet say everybody arbitrator, but it's not everybody that will be arbitrator. Okay, some if it's we are working on mediator, then you are a mediator, not arbitrator. If we are working on arbitrator, you are a arbitrator. Do you understand? If we are working on negotiation, you are a negotiator. Do you understand? If you are working on conciliation, you are a conciliator. Those that are going to uh, perform the role of conciliator should know, or arbitrator. So I know Janet assigned to everybody there as that is group A and B, and then the C, which is supposed to be the mediating party. Janet just say arbitrator. So, but it's not going to be like that. If your own is mediation, then you are mediators. Those C people are mediators. And then if it's arbitration, those C people remain arbitrators. If it's negotiation, those C people are negotiators. So you should know all of this, and then conciliators. So that is how it's going to be. So thank you very much. We appreciate your time. So identify with your group, please. I noticed they are creating WhatsApp group so that people can be able to work together as a team. So identify your group, join their WhatsApp group so that you can be able to participate effectively. I think that's a good one. So try and identify with your group, please. And if you're a group leader and people are not identifying, let us know so that we'll assign new people there. And when they comes, you just tell them that you have new people. Do you understand? So, but we must have six people in each group. So if your group is not up to 6 and people are not responding, let us know so that we assign new people there instead of creating new groups. Do you understand? So thank you very much. We appreciate you, and we'll see you tomorrow by 7 p.m. for our last class for ADR training for this professional diploma. It has been a wonderful journey together with you, and I must appreciate your doggedness, your commitment, your dedication. Yes, some people started with us, but later they are not joining. Some of you have been consistent. If I can mention names of those that have been consistent, I know they have been so consistent. All right. One of them that first connect is Paul. It's always connecting Uka. In fact, if I'm to give somebody a award, he should be the one. It's first, always first to connect. All right. So thank you very much. See you by tomorrow, 7 p.m. Good night. And if you do not see your name, if you do not see your name in any group, just let us know in the group. Just I open the group so that you can be able to talk to us. So if you do not see your name in any group, just drop your name that your name is not there so that if the groups are saying that other members are not coming, we'll just add you there. But we'll create new groups. That's it. Thank you very much. God bless you for your time. Have a wonderful night rest. Bye.